Welcome to my next Better Call Saul Season 6 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you weren't caught up to the point where I am, every once you're watching Better Call Saul, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, if you find that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this detailed review any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And full disclosure, I've already seen Better Call Saul all the way through one time. It's definitely one of my favorite shows of all time. I do like Breaking Bad better, and I have covered Breaking Bad, all the episodes on this channel. So if you want to check out any of my Breaking Bad content, with about 20 seconds left to go in this video, I'm going to put my Breaking Bad seasons ranked right there, as well as some other Breaking Bad videos. But of course, I like Better Call Saul as well, just not as much as Breaking Bad. So with all that said, this will be Better Call Saul, Season 6, Episode 5. The title of this episode is called Black and Blue. And this will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watching the episode. We see the process of a slide rule being encased inside of a block for display. The block is inscribed with a phrase in German. A label is adhered to the underside, and the block is then placed inside a decorative wooden box. Kim finds herself unable to sleep, leaving Jimmy in bed. She checks the front door and looks out the window of her apartment. She then takes the chair from the kitchen and props it against the front door. Shortly afterwards, Jimmy wakes. Kim tries to make it look as she was simply looking at a case file, but he notices the chair and knows that she is anxious and has been... Jimmy expresses relief that Lalo Salamanca is dead, but Kim, having recently been told by Mike of the opposite being true, doesn't correct him. She removes the chair as Jimmy fixes some coffee. Gus Fring pulls out paperwork in his office at Los Porros Hermanos, yet is continuously on edge about Lalo Salamanca's whereabouts. He tries to distract himself by taking the customer's order at the front counter, but comes to a sudden realization when upselling the newest menu item, Spice Curls. He recalls when he first introduced Spice Curls in a board meeting for the fast food division of Madrigal Electromotive, Los Porros Hermanos, Germany, based parent company, with no sign of Lalo Salamanca in New Mexico. Gus Fring from that realizes the possibility that Lalo could be overseas, investigating the late Werner Ziegler, who of course died at the end of season 4 by Mike from orders from Gus. He is startled when a nearby employee drops a stack of metal trays and storms out of the restaurant. Aaron Brill is speaking before an assembled group of elderly plaintiffs in the Sandpiper case. Howard and Cliff observe the meeting from the sidelines when they complain that the litigation is taking too long and consider seeking independent counsel. Howard wins them over by stating that the case's longevity is worth getting them the maximum monetary amount. Afterward, in a parking lot, Cliff confronts Howard over apparently witnessing him kicking a prostitute out of his Jaguar. Noting this and other incidents, he insists Howard has a drug problem, and Howard is initially confused by these claims. When Cliff reveals that the Jaguar incident happened while he was meeting with Kim, Howard realizes that he is being framed by Jimmy. He reassures Cliff that he's handling it. He contacts his secretary and tells her to cancel his appointments for the week and then drives away. Francesca drives up to Saul Goodman's new office and walks past the long line of potential clients. Jimmy, Saul, whatever you want to call him, lets her in and presents her with her temporary workspace, a simple folding chair and table in the middle of a bare room. Francesca questions why he is no longer practicing elder law and is now calling himself Saul Goodman, to which Jimmy states that he has brought into the mission of his law practice and says, "What Colonel Sanders is to chicken, Saul Goodman is to the law." Francesca turns to leave but is enticed to stay when Jimmy promises to double her salary and give her a signing bonus. Francesca agrees on the condition that she gets a say in how the new office will be redecorated. Kim meets with her former assistant at Swikert and Coakley, who has been handling the Swikert and Coakley's end of the Sandpiper case since Kim left the firm, divulges the name of the person running an upcoming mediation session, Ran Castimero, a retired judge from Santa Fe. Viola further says that she has grown to admire how Kim shifted the focus of her career to helping the little guy, saying that Kim has made her feel better about the law, and Kim says that she is just getting started. Jimmy drives to a boxing club to meet with a prospective client named H.O. Ward, who is revealed to be Howard. Howard Hamlin confronts Jimmy about the recent actions and challenges him to a one-on-one boxing match. Jimmy initially refuses, but decides to give in and accept the challenge. After both men are fitted with gloves and headgear, they spend a round throwing punches at each other. Eventually, Howard hits Jimmy with an uppercut and knocks him onto the mat. As Jimmy is in pain, Howard warns that Jimmy misinterpreted his kindness for weakness. Outside, Howard steps into a car to speak to a private investigator, asking him to monitor where Jimmy goes and who he talks to. The PI watches as Jimmy, holding an ice pack to his face, exits the boxing club and drives away. He follows Jimmy in his own car. Kim is smoking on her balcony when Jimmy returns home, still tending to himself with the ice pack. Inside, while he is applying makeup to cover his black eye, Kim shows him a profile about Ren Castimero from a law magazine. Jimmy admonishes himself for not turning down Howard's challenge to fight, saying that he let him suck me into his game. Kim replies that Jimmy had his reasons for doing so. You know what's coming next. Mike is driven to the residence in back of the SUV, the safe house area. He finds Gus Fring obsessively scrubbing at the wall tiles with a toothbrush in their bathroom. Mike explains to Gus that they are now in a waiting game, telling him that wherever he is now, Lalo Salamanca will come to Gus's house sooner or later. Realizing that Lalo needs proof, Gus says that Lalo Salamanca can't strike yet. He instructs Mike to tell his men that they will be going out. Mike and Gus climb into the excavation beneath the laundromat, which has been abandoned since Warner's death. Mike assures that Gus is considering using the place as a potential hiding spot. After Mike is excused upstairs, Gus is left alone to survey the area. He picks up and examines and unfastens a power cable, then counts his steps and plants his handgun in the caterpillar treads of an excavator. Seemingly satisfied, Gus climbs out of the excavation and shuts off the lights. At a pub in Berlin, Germany, a middle-aged German woman sitting at the bar is approached by a man, Lalo Salamanca, who is posing as an American businessman from New Mexico named Ben. The woman remarks that she almost visited New Mexico once. She is revealed to be Marguerite Ziegler, Warner's widow. The two engage in conversation with her, revealing to Lalo that her husband died in a cave-in during a mysterious excavation project, that lawyers came to her house to collect proprietary material related to the project, and that none of Warner's team, who he purposely slaved in the cave-in, attended his funeral. The two walk back to Miss Ziegler's home, and she says that she would invite him inside, but she has work in the morning. They part ways. The following morning, after Mrs. Ziegler leaves for work, Lalo returns to her house and makes his way inside. After quieting the dog, he goes upstairs and enters Warner's former office, searching for his binders for any information related to the project. He is taken surprise when Mrs. Ziegler unexpectedly returns home to retrieve her forgotten phone. Lalo takes out a gun and fits it with a silencer, while the dog barks at the foot of the stairs, drawing Mrs. Ziegler's attention. As she climbs upstairs to investigate, Lalo notices that the block containing the side rule on the shelf. He picks it up and notices the manufacturer's label attached to the bottom, Moments later, Mrs. Ziegler enters the room to find it empty, but sees that the window has been left open, and that's what ends this episode of Better Call Saul. So I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Like, I'm not liking this season as much as I did when I originally watched it, and I'm going to give the character of the episode to Lalo Salamanca. He didn't have a lot of time in the episode, but I don't want to give it to Kim, and I don't necessarily want to give it to Mike either, so that's why I'm going to give it to Lalo. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, or El Camino Breaking Bad movie, and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure to Hulk smash the like button, share the video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Better Call Saul. What would you rate it? Who would be your character of the episode? Anything else that you want to add in between? Remember to click right here for my Breaking Bad Seasons Rank video, as well as other Breaking Bad videos. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel. You are watching the video anyway. Join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.